Welcome back, MTG Joe here, and we're going to do a quick one, a quick day 1 and 1.5 of Innistrad Crimson Vow, the top played cards thus far in the format. And these are the new cards from the set. We are using Untapped GG, which aggregates all the ladder matches that take place on Arena for folks that are using the companion tool. If you're new to this tool, basically tracks all your gameplay statistics, wins, losses, match breakdowns against different archetypes. It's free to use. The link is in the video description down below, so check it out. It is really useful to track your games as well as get deck lists, stuff like that. So for best of one standard, we are looking from the release date, gold to mythic, getting out some of the bronze statistics of just random decks. We have 100,000 matches recorded thus far. And in best of one, if you've played best of one recently, it should just be renamed the mono white queue because it seems like everyone and their mother is on mono white. And the card that's being played the most out of any right now is Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. We are seeing 8,100 games with this card in it out of the 100,000. So about 8% of the games have Thalia in it. And it's included in about 9.3% of the decks to some extent. And it is 2 to 4 main deck. The next card we're seeing is the newest addition to mono green. So if we consider back to what the meta was like before, it was mono white, mono green, various black snow control decks, and then various kind of control kind of shells, your occasional Gruul or Izzet turns dragons. Mono green gets the addition right here of Ascendant Pack Leader, the 1 mana 2/1 that scales to the late game when you play bigger threats. This is always being played as a 4 of, and it seems to be kind of the go-to new addition for mono green. The other mono green spells are being played in various numbers, like the Uvenwald, Monstrosity, and the Cemetery Reaper. Another mono white card that's being played in some numbers is the Hopeful Initiate. A new 1-drop for it has training that gets larger when it attacks with others and can be used to destroy artifacts or enchantments. The next one is actually a land. All those Izzet mages are upgrading their mana base. No more snarls. It's funny to see like the land come in there. Seeing Cemetery Prowler also come in, so this seems to be the choice for a lot of the 3-drop slot. We see times Kazandu Mammoth, we see other spells come in, so they're going with the Cemetery Prowler in this particular one. I haven't played with this card yet. I've played against it a couple times. It's been fine. I haven't thought it's been anything like groundbreaking, but kind of more test to see what comes in. Sorin the Mirthless is seeing some play. You're seeing like the win rates, the mono white win rates are just in the 60s. Everything else is like 50s or lowers. Sorin, it's been decent all around threat. I've been playing it a couple copies in like Blood on the Snow decks as well as Vampires. I think it's a decent all around Planeswalker. Again, haven't played too much with it to like get it out enough to really say, you know, this is the best. But if you're going to be playing black, it's probably going to have some number of these in the sideboard versus control at least, or something like that, even in best of one. The card that I refuse to stop playing, and my favorite card in the set, Hullbreaker Horror. Blue needed help, folks. They only had Alrund's Epiphany and every bounce spell and every counter spell and basic islands. Now they get this monstrosity. I've been playing this in a Simic Shell, in Izzet, in blue-white. I love this card. I've been playing it in Historic a bit too. Just does everything, uncounterable, and just tempo the hell. I really like tempo shells, so this slots in right there. The Uvenwald Oddity, in the mono green list I've been playing, in best of one thus far, I've been playing 4 of these on the top end. Just a haste body. The one thing mono green lacks is like post board wipe, just having pressure. This plays really well with the Ascendant Pack Leader because it triggers on cast and it scales it up. I've yet to flip it, but just it being a 4 mana 4/4 trample haste gets around a lot of the burn based damage. Seems really good in the format right now. Angers and Voldaren Bloodcaster, so we're seeing some of the vampire stuff come in. We played the best of 3 version. Actually, this card was really impressive in best of 3. It was really easy to flip it with all the blood tokens. Angers was fine. It was a good threat that I kept getting it answered when I played it. Like, it was immediately answered, but they prioritized killing it. But I could see how the drain can be kind of useful. Fellstinger is an exploit card. I haven't tried out any of the exploit mechanics. That's next on my list. We're seeing some of the lands, some more of the vampire synergies, overcharged amalgam. This is another card I'm going to try out in the exploit shells, the blue-black ones, like the zombie decks. And then Welcoming Vampire has been a pretty significant threat I've found in mono white. I've opened up close to 200 packs and I've yet to have one, and I ran out of rare wild cards. But this is something I'm going to try out in mono white. The big thing I've been finding with these mono white mirrors is you keep answering your threats, but this, like, you know, you cast Brutal Cathar and now you draw a card. You cast Skyclave Apparition, you draw a card. And Best of One's becoming more of just like an attrition arms race. Mono green gets Ranger's Class. They get Chariot, which is accrued value. This allows you to get some card advantage with it. So this is something I definitely want to play a little bit more of. Played against the Mana Form Hellkite deck with kind of a smaller Is It Dragon's Turns with the new 3 mana turns-based card. Was pretty good. And that's pretty much it. And standouts, we got Arch Ghoul of Thraben. Don't even know what this card does. 3 mana, 3/2. It or another zombie dies. Look at the top card of your library. If it's a zombie revealed, put into your hand. That's actually really good in zombies. And it's non-token. Okay, that's actually really sick. Because the big thing with zombies is they sweep your board. All the decay zombies, you trigger them on dying. That's actually pretty sweet. Bloodveil Purveyor is another strong card. I really like this. Seems like there's the Geralf in here. Again, this is fine. I think you can just beat down. I think mono black would be better. And then we have some, like, the humans list. It's still day 1, so this card has been a beating. Every time it's been cast against me, I have no answer. It's just a huge body when it comes down. This is a card in humans. That's been really good. I really like Faithbond Judge as well. I was playing blue-white control with this being the win condition. Just kind of cycling through. It's a good blocker early, stuff like that. So that's kind of just like a quick snapshot day 1 for Best of 1. I don't know if we have enough data yet. Yeah, so it's not letting me right now for Best of 3. But just an idea of like the cards in Best of 1 if you want to give it a shot to see what's kind of been a brewing, what's been played well so far. And if you're looking for deck lists, we'll do the full meta breakdown for Monday. We do it every week, just looking at all the decks that are performing well across both ladder and tournament play. But if you're looking for some decks for day 1 weekend, I'll put these links in the description. Croquis had a single elimination standard tournament this morning with 356 participants. Whole bunch of deck lists here. This is best of 3 if you're looking for best of 3 standard. This deck I like this deck. Just a tempo kind of horror counter zombie deck. So I'm going to try out that one. So that's standard. And then Red Bull Untapped actually had almost 1,000 players show up for this. And then this is best of 3 as well. So there's a bunch of different deck lists here. You can pull them up. This is a great repository for tournament decks, as well as just a bunch of, weekend 1, what are the decks to play, and then just give you some ideas what you could craft as well. Anyway, so I'm going to wrap this up. If you do enjoy these types of meta breakdowns, you can check out the playlist that I have, but I do these every single week. We go through, and normally what I will do is for each of the formats, as an example, we don't have the information. Oh, we do. Okay, so it's still a little early, so it's kind of noisy because there's still some of the other decks in the format. Usually this settles after week 1 or 2. But like, for example, Jeskai Turns, it looks to be one of the new decks of the format. In Best of 1, it's basically mashing it up. So I'll go through, I'll highlight week-to-week trends in terms of what decks are new, what decks are kind of at the top, win rates, stuff like that. I do it for Standard. Best of 1, Best of 3, we look at historic content as well here. We go through all that. And then I also try to share like anecdotal feedback, what I've been playing that's been working. I'll also go through some of my brews, stuff like that, stuff that sticks out. Ignore my win rate this month. I've been brewing a lot and losing a lot. But like, for example, this is my deck that I got Mythic 12 with this month at the beginning of the season. This is just a kind of a show of Untapped, what works well, what doesn't. So I'll go through, kind of show what kind of works. Like you could see all track changes, stuff like that, and kind of go from there. But yeah, that's the deck. Let me know what you think as always. Or not the deck, the kind of cards. And we'll catch you next time. If you're looking for standard content as well, we've been playing a bunch on the channel. Just hop over to that standard playlist and you can catch some content there. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Appreciate it. Stay safe out there, and we'll hopefully see you next time.